Hey everyone, it's Tim from Linessa Farms, Specialty in Heirloom Livestock. Thanks for joining us again today. I just wanted to make a quick video about round bales. I know round bales don't work for everyone, and a lot of that comes down to how do you store them, how do you keep them from going bad. And today I want to show you a very quick and easy way that you can store one round bale or 100. It's very cost effective and it's very easy, and it's going to help your round bales last a very long time. Stay tuned to find out more. All right, so here we are. I have a row of my round bales that I recently harvested, and I cover my round bales a little differently than some people do. You may see round bales covered with one long continuous tarp. I'm not a fan of that. The other thing you may see is that they're completely covered. I'm not a fan of that either. When these bales are brought up to the barn from the field, they do need to breathe a little bit. I do think that airflow is good. I've had some issues with covering them up too tightly. The main thing that we want to do with our round bales is we want to keep the moisture from soaking into them. And we can do that pretty good by just covering the top of these round bales with a tarp. Years ago, what I would do is I would cover my entire run. I would put all of my bales together and I would cover them with one big tarp. And the problem is I had this huge long tarp, and every time I took a bale off, I'd have all this tarp left over that I would have to deal with, and it tended to get caught by the wind, and it really created a mess. And so what I did a few years ago is I switched to utilizing these 5-foot by 8-foot tarps. You can buy these online from any of the big box stores, even like Walmart. They're very inexpensive. They're only $2 to $3 a piece. And the other thing that I use is tent stakes. So it may sound kind of weird to you, and it may not sound like something that actually works, but I assure you that it does. And it works nicely. Most bales are 60 inches long. By having an 8-foot long bale or an 8-foot long tarp, it helps to cover to the next bale. Now, you always want to start covering your bales on the opposite end from where the wind is going to come from. So for instance, my wind primarily comes from the west and blows to the east. So I started on the east end and worked my way this way. And the reason for that is the overhang that you're going to see here in a minute. So I take my tarp, I place it over the top, and I simply put a tent stake in here. And you'll find that when you drive the tent stake into the round bales, that actually you'll have to use a rubber mallet to put it in most of the time. The beauty of the tent stake is it pulls out rather easily, but the tension on the stake is either going to be in an upward direction or in a side-to-side direction, and that tent stake's buried in there very well, and it is not going to come out. The wind will not blow these out very often, and it keeps them nice and tight. So I'm going to simply cover one bale, and then as you can see, it is overlapping going on to the next bale, and we go so on and so forth all the way down. My wind is primarily coming out of the west, so this flap here, I don't worry too much about wind getting caught underneath it. And I just work my way down the row. The beauty of this is every time I use a bale, I can take my tarp off, fold it up, take my stakes out, put them away, and now I'm still covered, but I don't have all kinds of extra tarp that's covering, and then I have to worry about the wind catching and blowing around. The other thing that I like to do is I like to place my pallets on, or place my bales on pallets. This keeps them up off of the ground, and it keeps the airflow moving around them and helps them to breathe, so I don't have to worry about things like mold. So as you can see, I'll have my camera gal step over here and we'll kind of walk this row, but you'll see exactly how I have this set up. And again, it's just one continuous cover, although we're overlapping as we go down the row. And 3 tent stakes on each side, and it's just that simple. If you put these on during the day when they're warm, I like to put these on as tight as I can put them on in the heat of the day, and then as they cool down, they'll kind of contract a little bit, and it gives you this nice, as you can see, this is a beautiful, nice, tight covering. Usually when I get to the end, I will put a few extra stakes in just to help hold them, and I do leave my ends open. But other than that, that is it. And I do like to leave enough room in between my rows so I can actually walk through and check everything out. But again, you can see that they're up on pallets. A lot of people have pallets that you can buy. So if you've been hesitant to buy round bales because you don't have a barn or a proper place to store them, I think this is a great opportunity for you, and it's a relatively inexpensive opportunity for you. If you have any questions, let us know. I'm Tim from Linessa Farms Specialty and Heirloom Livestock. Thanks for joining us again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.